Hello and welcome back to the channel. It's a slightly chilly Sunday morning, but all is alright in the world because I'm on the Triumph Daytona 765 Moto2 bike. And this isn't going to be a review, I'll get that out of the way. I'm going to do a review in a couple of days time when I've done more miles on it. This is going to be a kind of a bit of a weekend waffle vlog type thing, and I'll probably end up talking about my my love of a Daytona, because I used to own one of these, not the 15 grand carbon smorgasbord of joy that I'm currently on, but 10 years ago in 2010 my second ever bike was a Daytona 675 SE. That's the kind of white one with the slightly dubious blue frame. I had an arrow exhaust on it with a carbon fibre like shark mouth, and it sounded like a 1960s Formula 1 car. I deafened my mates when they all had MX-5s. I used to go past them in second gear, and it was an incredible thing. The only downside is that I'd only been riding a year when I got it. It replaced my street triple 675, and of all the bikes I've owned, that Daytona is the one bike I would like to buy back and do all over again. Simply because I don't know, I couldn't really make the most of it. The chassis was sublime, the engine was amazing, and my riding skills were distinctly mediocre because I'd only been riding a year. And if you've ridden motorbikes, you'll know that it's just a skill that you keep on getting better at, and you can always find areas to improve, and it's actually half the fun of motorbiking are these incremental gains that you get. Like from year to year you get better and better, more confident on the road, and I think the first 2 or 3 years of riding you are pretty terrible at biking. Now, as you do bigger miles and that kind of stuff, you get better, you get faster, you start to get more enjoyment out of it. You've just got to get through that first 2 or 3 years of having moments, you know, the ones where you go into a corner a bit too fast and oh, you panic brake, you stand the bike up, you hopefully don't crash. You start to question why you ever got on Beelzebub's two-wheeled machines of doom. But once you crack that, you start to realise actually bikes are really the best thing in the world, aren't they? Let's be honest. Miles better than cars. So yeah, what I want to talk about today really is how to get better at biking, and my answer's not going to be probably the usual holier than thou motorbike journalist one of doing rider training on track and on road. Mine is just, when you can, when COVID has politely buggered off, get on your bike, doesn't really matter what it is as long as you're allowed on motorways on it, and go to Europe. I'm obviously talking as a Brit here, but there's something about doing a long trip over the course of say 2 weeks. You can do about 2,500 miles, go through Germany, Italy, Austria. Not only will you discover that motorbike road trips are the best road trips simply because you can see everything and smell everything, you don't get stuck behind caravans, you also get better at riding because you're doing a huge wodge of miles in a really short space of time. And like, trust me, the first time you go to like the Vosges Mountains in France or somewhere and you come to your first downhill hairpin, it's not fun. It certainly wasn't for me, because you end up piling into hairpins at what you think is too fast a speed. It's probably not, and you're using loads of front brake and you're like, oh crap, I know I can't turn and brake at the same time, otherwise I'll crash. So you have to just come off the brakes, tip it in, and, you know, lay yourself prostrate on the altar of that corner speed that you've set up. There's a Dodge Viper, how lovely. And yeah, things like that really do build your confidence, and by the time you've done a week and a half, you know, with mates around Germany or wherever, I guarantee you, you will be a better rider. If you only go out for an hour on every Sunday, yeah, it'll take you a couple of years, but if you really want to get good quite quickly, put the miles in, but do it in a fun way. Go to Europe, book a Euro tunnel. There's nothing like it, and I know this, you know, I'm riding a really uncomfortable sports bike to talk about this, but I did my first ever tour on a Daytona 675, my one. I put panniers on it. Triumph used to do official accessory panniers for it, believe it or not. And I had a Krieger US20 tail pack, really good kit. And then I got a dry bag, like a canoe bag, one of those blue waterproof ones, and just stuck a tent in it. And we camped every other night, and it was good. We were 22, 23. We were trying to keep the cost down because some idiot had financed a motorbike and spent all his money on that. But we had a really great time. We went down through Austria, did the Großglockner, which is one of the most beautiful roads I've ever done. It's not necessarily an amazing riding road, you can have some fun on it, but chances are you'll get stuck in a queue of Harleys from the locals, who all seem to like, well, Harley Davidsons, frankly. But you can overtake them around the corners because they're big wide sweepers with good visibility. Go to the Black Forest, to the B500. I did that a couple of weeks ago in a car, and actually there's quite a strict speed limit on it now. And he's probably wondering what the hell I'm doing. Blipper. Just going to try and navigate off this roundabout without going up the arse of Mr. Person. Oh, the chassis is so good. Anyway, not reviewing the bike. Come here, bitch. GoPro is all over the place. Sorry, you're looking at me on my new GoPro 9. But yeah, so there's something about going on a tour on a motorbike that makes you fall in love with that motorbike. I mean, you either fall in or out of love with it. You might hate it by the time you get back, but I've toured on my Ducati 1198, that was fine. Speed triple, that was fine. Multistrada, that was perfect. And a Blackbird, which was just sublime and great value for money. So don't let your choice of bike put you off touring. I know this is all kind of pie in the sky because we can't go anywhere at the moment, but hopefully next summer, go to Europe. I always try and go in September because July and August are really expensive because it's the school holidays. June is usually a bit iffy weather-wise, but September is usually quite settled. It's not like blistering sunshine every day, but it's usually quite nice. And it's usually a bit quieter and you're starting to get off-season prices. And what I always do, I'll put a little map in this video showing where I normally go. It's kind of a default route taken to some of the greatest hits of Europe. And you'll thank me for it, you honestly will. But yeah, did I enjoy touring on my Daytona? I think I did. I was a lot younger, and my knees could handle the riding position better than they would be able to today. But like any sports bike, you grip with your knees over bumps like that. You grip with your knees and you get used to it, and you just kind of end up with a stronger core. And you end up focusing on holding onto the bike with your knees rather than your arms. And that's much less fatiguing that way. I think Michael Neves and MCN has done a video about it. I love the sound of this thing. But yeah, fuel range on this like 120 miles, 130 miles, that's fine. You kind of want to stop every 100 miles anyway when you're touring. The main thing is don't pack too much stuff. I remember my first tour on my 675, basically took the kitchen sink with me. Oh, came down here yesterday, it's so damp, it's nice that it's burning dry now. Yeah, pack light, don't take absolutely everything. Take, you know, 2 t-shirts or something. Have a manky t-shirt that you ride in every day and a clean one for the evenings. Take flip-flops because it's nice to not wear motorbike boots to the pub in the evening. Hello Mr. Trike, what is this? There's a lot of Hardly Dangerouses. But basically, take a mate, don't take too many mates because it's a pain in the arse trying to keep a million bikers together. Get some headsets, the Cardo Pack-Talk Bold is really good. And just, you know, don't try and do a million miles a day, set yourself a limit. I find that doing 250, 280 miles a day is fine. Your first day, ignore that rule, do 450 miles, get straight across the top of France and stay in, I think it's the Vosges Mountains, V-O-S-G-E-S, because you can get there in about 6 hours from Calais, probably 5. and then you can either go for a ride that afternoon, or you wake up next morning and there's suddenly a beautiful kind of ski resort landscapes, and you're very close to the Black Forest. You're just a hop away over the border into Germany, and that's a really good start for a road trip. You just bash out, have a crap day across the top of northern France, but it won't be that bad because you'll have road trip excitement to carry you through. And then, yeah, and then you absolutely smash Europe from there, not in a kind of 1933, 1939 German sort of way, just a motorcycling fun way. And the beauty of touring on a sports bike, obviously, is that, yeah, the bits around town are a pain in the arse, and the bits around town are a pain in the arse, and the motorways aren't that comfortable. They're better than on a naked bike, I would argue. But then when you get to the twisty stuff, there you've got the perfect bike for it. And I guess that's why everyone's into hyper-nakeds now, because they've got all the handling stuff and none of the annoyance around town. So yeah, honestly, I could do a whole video espousing why you should go touring on a motorbike. I've done track days, they're great, but there's nothing that can beat just pulling up in a little town at a campsite on a motorbike and just, you know, chilling out with some mates. Another underrated thing is if you go to a big city for a couple of days like Munich, you can just park in a hotel car park without paying for it. Or you could just, I don't know, stick it on the pavement and no one's going to have a go at you. Right, Mr. Porsche, I'm afraid you must be overtaken. So yeah, as I said, I'll be doing a review on this Moto2 765. I'll spoil it for you a little bit. It's fantastic. The chassis is amazing and it's a delight to ride. And if you bought one, you're a very lucky person, because obviously they're limited to only 765 for Europe and 765 for America. Oh yeah. And it sounds nice. It reminds you that you don't need a really loud exhaust to have a nice sounding bike, because the airbox can do the job for you. And this hasn't got a very loud exhaust on, despite the looks. That Arrow exhaust is pretty quiet. Oh yeah, that compression gets me every time. I actually came out to record this video last week, but the GoPro Hero 8 I've got on my chin, it just lost the footage, and that's why I bought a 9 as well to kind of replace it a bit. I'm going to chill out a bit because this is a bit greasy. But anyway, there we go. I'm going to stop waffling. I'm going to let you get on with your Sunday. Thanks for watching. Please, if you do like motorbike touring, tell me in the comments, because frankly I need more people to agree with me, because it is just so much fun. I don't want to say it's about the freedom, but it's about the sense of, you know, exploring, and everything becomes a bit more of an adventure when you're doing it on a bike. Oh, where's the clutch? The biting point is quite far out. Right, I shall catch you later. Goodbye. Do you have a Turbo S? I have a motorbike. Okay, thank you ever so much for watching. Sorry, it's been a while since I did a video, and I know this is waffly, but there'll be a review of this bike coming soon. Please like, comment, subscribe, hit my bell. Hello, Mr. Man on a VFR. And I shall see you very soon, and I'll be back on my Hyper Motard soon, or possibly a BMW. I haven't really decided. But also let me know in the comments what kind of videos you want to see coming from me, whether you want more rambly vlogs about my past on bikes, or if you just want me to shut up and do boring motorbike reviews. I'm hopefully riding the Triumph Trident in 2 weeks' time in Tenerife, so look forward to that. I might not be going if I get COVID, but hey, I've got to go to Heathrow to have a COVID test before Triumph will let me go, so we'll see how that goes. Catch you later, people.